Yes, indeed, it's 6 o'clock. It can only mean one thing. It's another one-day special time. It is another one-day special, indeed. I've had a coffee, can you tell? A lot of sugar in it. And I'm excited for this. We are talking Pinkfresh Slimline, a one-day special. Now, there are 3 options to choose from, okay? So it splits where that card is. That card is my centre point. So we've got the top row here. It's all about layering. It's all about creating depth is what it's about creating. Then we've got 2 more options down the bottom as well. But I'm not alone, live via Skype. Now, I don't know whereabout via Skype. It could be Blackpool, for all I know. I think it's over in the States. It's our Leah. Good morning, afternoon or evening, Leah. Where are we? Good evening.
Hi there. It is noon where I'm at. I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota, over in the States.
Oh, beautiful. In Minneapolis over there. I know it well. I hope you're well. So, tell me about, for those people that have never seen the cards before, never seen the concept before, or maybe even never have switched on before either, can you talk me around what we're seeing in our one-day special?
Yes, I absolutely can. So we just very recently released this brand new collection of products that is geared around the very on-trend, very hot slimline card design right now. So basically, slimline just means a long and skinny card that fits in your standard size 10 business envelope.
Okay, so that beautifully summed it up really, really nicely. So basically, you've got everything that you need in your one-day special kit is what you're getting. There's 2 flexible payments on this of £22 and 49p, and you're saving that £14, which we've got there as well. So it's a £14 saving. Right then, let's break it down what you're actually getting. Let's talk about the sets that we've got at the top. Is what we've got first of all. This is You Are My Favourite is what it's called. Now, you're getting the die, which is this one here. So this is the die that cuts out the stamp, which is just here as well. And you get all the sentiments already around it. And then you get the layering dies. These are the layering dies that will layer up with the stamp that's here. So basically, these are the sorts of things that we are going to be creating. This side, Adam, get it right. These are the sort of things that you're going to be creating once you start layering it all up and cutting it all out. How beautiful is that? Not only do you get the samples in the samples, not only do you get the stencils in there, but you're getting this super large stamp as well, which is absolutely beautiful. It really is. Look at the size that you are getting in that. All the stencils will add on top as well. So you are talking about depth without doing the fussy cutting. You're talking about colouring without doing all the colouring work. Simply go over the stencils and the dies will do all the work for you. So that is You Are My Favourite. Down at the bottom, this is your floral notes that we've got at the bottom as well. Now, the easiest way to see this, it's all in the stamp. Okay, it's the stamp that will do all the work, and then your flowers go over the stamps is what you're going to be looking at. But once again, look at the large stamp that we've got there once again. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing that's going to go through all the seasons. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, flowers can't go through all the seasons, Adam. They can. Because you change the colours, they can mean so many different things to so many different people. Once again, you also get all your sentiments on there as well. Now, I'm going to take this because I'm going to read some. You get things like, you totally can. You did awesome. Miss you so much. Happy birthday. Thanks so much. You made my day. You are the sweetest. Take care. A little something to brighten your day. Well, that sums up me. But you've got all that one kit there. Once again, the sentiments are all in there. The sentiments are all different to what you're seeing. So this is what you can create once again. How beautiful is that? Then last but no means least, we've got Incredibly Grateful. Down on the bottom as well, which is this set just here. Once again, it's all in the stamp. These are your border stamps that you're getting in here. So if I swizz this around, technical term, you can see 10% of this option already gone is what we're looking at here. So it does make these incredibly beautiful borders that you've got. Once again, cut it down, make them slightly smaller if you wanted to as well. It's a die within a die. Once again, you're getting the dies which are also included in there. And as you see, from the stencils, you go small to large. So you're painting with everything that you've got in there. And then, once it's finished, this is what you're going to be able to create. There is so much beautiful. Oh, it's this one. Here we go. La la. That's what you're going to be creating. All of this. So if you're no good at colouring, this is the perfect way. Now we'll see demos. Ali has got a load of demos set up as well throughout the hour, so do not worry about that. We are busy across the board this evening. £44.97 or 2 flexible payments of £22.49. Leah, just sum up for me, for those people that are sitting there going, I don't know, I don't know how it would all work with the stencils. Could you use these individually if you wanted? So could I use the stencils on their own? Obviously I can use the stamp and the die separately as well, but the stencils that are in there, are these just for this stamp or could I use them elsewhere?
No, you can absolutely use them individually. And we actually designed this collection to be extremely versatile. So you can use the stamps alone and you can color them with any of your favorite mediums, whether that's watercolor or markers or colored pencils. And then you get the stencils, which also help you if you are not a colorer, if that is not something that you enjoy to do, you can use the stencils to layer the colors in there just by doing some really easy ink blending. But the key to this release in making it extremely versatile, giving you so many different ways and options to use these stamps and stencils and dies, is that the stencils absolutely can be used on their own as well.
So in theory, what we're getting here is not only are you getting amazing value for money, you're getting a die, you're getting a stamp, you're getting the stencils which you can use for other projects, so you can now tie things in if you wanted to. Imagine tags and all the little bits that go with a card that you want to tie in. You could do that with the stencils alone. And you've still got your main imagery, all your sentiments that you know already match, and then you've got the die to cut it all out if you wanted to do that. Right then, while we all go down the counter, Leah, my love, I'm going to let you set up for your first demonstration, and I'll be back with you shortly. And then we'll go and see some of the other stencils that we've got on the show. Is that all right?
Sounds great.
Fabulous. Right then, while Leah sets up for another demonstration, we are busy across the board for your one-day special. You are absolutely loving it. But as I promised you, we've also got stencils on the show. Now, these are about layering. Now, there's 4 different options that I've got on the show as well. Now, what I must say as well, my bad, I got carried away chatting to Leah in Minneapolis because I love that place. It's all dispatched. Why can't I speak this evening? From Bonfire Night, so from the 5th of November. Dispatched from the 5th of November because it's coming from the US. That's the only reason why. Right, let's get back to your stencils, is what you're going to see. Now, I'm going to pop a bit of black card behind these just so you can see what I'm talking about when I'm talking about them. So this is your first set that we get here. Now, this is the same item number, but there's 4 different options on here. This is the diamond clad that you're looking at the moment, plat, sorry, that you're looking at the moment. Now, there are 2 stencils all in all, but what they do is they beautifully overlap each other. So once they've overlapped each other, you are going to get cards that look like this. Quite tartan-esque. I was just thinking that myself. There's a lot of there's another one that's quite tartan. If you use certain colours, it could look quite designer if you wanted it to. It could look very designer. So that is your first one. Then all $9.99. You can't go wrong, can you? If you're a Freedom member, my word. This next one, I quite like this. It's quite golf-esque on this. So you've got the stencils. This is the Diamond Argyle that we're talking about at the moment. So you've got the diamonds at the back. Then we've got your normal diamonds. So if you wanted to do the Harlequin, you could do Harlequin with these. But then when you place them over each other, you get sort of that tank top look, which I absolutely adore. So you can, once again, you can now create cards that look a little bit like this, which is absolutely beautiful of what you're looking into. So you get that little check that's in there. But once again, use the diamonds on their own if you want to use the diamonds on their own, and it's entirely up to you what you want to do with them. Next, we've got double chevron is what we've got next. So, once again, let's pop the card, the magical card, behind your double chevron. Now, there's your single chevron. So you've got small and then you've got large, but when you pop them over each other, you're going to get that double look. So you're going to get a chevron on top of a chevron is what you're going to get on top of them, which is absolutely beautiful, is what you're going to get on there. Then last but no means least, this is your simple clad that you've got. So once again, let's pop the card behind there. It sort of looks like a block of flats. Then you've got that. Once again, that'd be beautiful with acetate. Pop acetate behind that could be like a little window. But then when we pop the bigger one over the top as well, you sort of get the tartan check look that you wanted to in there. It is absolutely beautiful what you can achieve when you get this home. Do you know what would have been easier if I would have simply showed you the back of the packaging? It's all there for you. So this is what you're going to get. This is what it will create once you put those two dies together. All of this together is going to create all these designs that you've got there. So pick which one you want. 373835 is your item number. £9.99. £9.99. You can't go wrong, can you? Something you might want to pop in your basket. The next one is all 6. Now these aren't double layers that you're getting this time. They're all single layers is what you're going to get. But once again, I'm going to swing these around just so you can see. 10% here of the stock has already gone on this. So this is what you're getting. Now, obviously, all the stencils are there, and the stencils are larger as well. I just want to prove the size of the stencils that you're actually getting here. But it does show you what you can achieve when you get these home. Now, once again, the size of the stencils look a little bit like this. Let me put them on black card so you can see. There's the size of your stencils that you're actually getting. So you are talking just shy of A4. If I put that in the corner, there you go. Look, so you're getting a good, it's a good size stencil, just slightly bigger than A5. Okay, so just slightly bigger is what you're getting, which is absolutely beautiful. There is so much more on the show. There is also ink on the show as well. We have sets of 4 ink pads. They are absolutely beautiful. You can buy an entire range if you wanted to as well, or you can go for them individually. It's entirely up to you. I've got dies on the show and edging dies on the show. Shop ahead of me on the website if I was you, because things are going quick this hour. And once again, it's all about the demo. I want to try and get as many demos as I can this hour. Jump to the website. It's the quickest and the easiest place to go. Everything is on the website for you. So you've got the dies. There's the inks I'm talking about, £11.99 on their own. There are a load of colour shades on there. But you can get 48 ink cubes for £119.88. Now, I know that's a considered purchase, but there is on 3 flexible payments in there of £39.96 is what you're looking at with that. And that gives you more or less every single colour. I think I am. See, I look at colours like this and I think I might actually need them, because I have got every single colourway that you are ever going to need. And we'll ask Lea as we go how amazing the colours are and if they all blend beautifully as well. And no doubt she will tell us that as the hour goes on with her demonstration. Right then, let's go over. I've done my end of the bargain. Now let's look at the amazing demonstrations our Lea's got. So live via Skype over to Minneapolis. It's our Lea. Lea, what do you want to show me first, my love?
Hey, so first off, I wanted to just do a real quick size comparison, because we get asked a lot of questions about what an actual slimline size is. So if you consult Google, an actual slimline size card is 3 5/8 by 8 5/8, which is what this middle one is here. And it's what we have actually based all of these stamps, stencils, and dies around. So now that's a kind of a little finicky of a size. So what I wanted to show you real quick is a little bit more standard size slimline cards that you make. Is one would be a 4 by 9, which is just a slightly bit larger. And so what you get is you get this really beautiful mat around your design, whether you're stenciling or you're stamping, and then it fits in this standard size 10 envelope, which this is just a business envelope, really, really easy to find. Now, another standard size for slimline cards is 3 1/2 by 8 1/2, and this is just slightly smaller than that standard slimline size. So the great thing about it is you can just trim down a little bit. You can actually just leave it on there because there's barely any overhang. And these fit in a size 9 envelope, which is the standard. This is a standard slimline envelope, a little bit harder to find, but both envelope sizes don't require any extra postage unless you're like me and you make cards that are very thick, and then I just have to add a little bit of extra. So I just wanted to go over those sizes first, just to give that information, because it's one of the #1 questions we get in regards to slimline card making. So up first, we are going to play around with the brand new Floral Notes stamp set, and we will be using the stencils as well. So just for some information, this stamp set is 4 by 12 in size. So it's a little bit of a new stamp size, but it allowed us to keep it at a good price point and give you the great design that fits perfectly on a slimline card, but also give you a really good selection of sentiments as well. So we're going to go ahead. I've already put the big floral stamp into my stamping platform. You can use any stamping platform that you have on hand. If you are really handy with stamping with a clear block, it would work with that as well. I am just not very good at stamping with a clear block. So, all right. We're going to go ahead and stamp this. Now, one thing I love about using a stamping platform is you can stamp a couple of times. I am notorious for having a little bit of a light hand and sometimes not getting a very good impression. So this allows me to stamp it twice. Plus, these are also really big stamps. So they cover a lot of area, and it's just going to give you a little bit of leniency. So with that stamping a couple of times. So I'm going to go ahead and just stamp the Floral Notes image up with some black ink. Now you can really stamp this in any shade you want and to do this, the stenciling over top. I chose black just so it would show up a little bit easier on screen. You could also heat emboss this. You could stamp it in a really light shade, and then it will give, when you do the stenciling over top, it will give you this really beautiful, like almost like a no line coloring fill, but all you have really done is just some very simple stenciling. So here we go. That is ended up perfect. And just like that. So this is what the floral looks like.
That's
just
beautiful.
Stamped out all alone. And you could leave it like that. It's such a beautiful floral. You could leave it like this. You could also go ahead and color it with your favorite medium, as I mentioned previously. But we are going to go ahead and use the stencils. Now, I stamped this in hybrid ink, which takes a little bit of time to dry. So I went ahead earlier and stamped it so that it would have some time to dry. So we can just go ahead and get going on the stenciling. Okay, so first I am going to tape my stamped piece down to my glass mat here so that it won't move. And then I will also end up doubling up on tape and stamping the stencils down as well. So here is where the magic comes in, guys. So we've got 3 different layers for these. And as you'll see, what I am doing here is I'm just lining it up with which floral it goes with. Now, something I wanted to point out, and I will show you the packaging here in just a second once I tape this down, is that these were meant to be very whimsical, and the stencils were meant to give the florals some depth. So they were not meant to pair exactly over top of the image. So let me show you this really quick. If you look on the back, let me make sure I got that on the screen there. So as you can see, like they don't line up exactly with the floral. So it's just meant to give you some dimension, some whimsical feel, some depth to the florals. So don't get frustrated if you feel like it's not lining up exactly with the stamped image because it's not meant to. But you can adjust it here and there if that really bothers you and you want it to line up a little bit more precisely. You certainly can do that. But I love the whimsical feel that the stencils give it. Okay, so we are gonna start this first layer of flowers in the lighter shades of purple in our inks. So we're gonna go soft lilac and lavender. Now you guys are selling the ink cubes. They are the exact same colors as the larger ink pads. I'm just using the larger ink pads because they are more accessible on my desk.
Lea,
okay.
Yes. just before you do that stencil, let me give the details for those ink pads that we've got on the show at the moment as well. You're going to get all 48 of the colours. You're getting a £24 saving, and it's on 3 flexible payments is what you're looking as well. 190963 is your item number, £39.96. If you just want to go for some of the individuals, they are in packs of 4 and they're in colour gradient as well, which is absolutely beautiful. So you go through the colourways. So you've got things like from your oranges through to your yellows. You've got all your greens together, from your greens to your sage. So if you want to go for your purples that Leah's using at the moment, we've got those on the show, and you're going to get 4 tonals. There's the ones that we use at the moment. There's your lavender. There's your candy violet that's in there as well. You've got your, I think that's, is it Real Kiss? A bit blurry image.
Regal Kiss.
And then, well, you've got all of them in there. So if you want to go for sort of the same, they're all there. So you can do exactly the same demo that we're doing here as well. Sorry, Lea, my love, back to you.
No, that's totally fine. I'm glad that you jumped in there and said that. So as you mentioned, our inks come in, we have color families, and inside of those color families there are 4 shades that we worked really hard to formulate so that they layer together perfectly, whether you're stenciling like we're going to do today or you're stamp layering. So we're going to get right back to the stenciling on this Floral Notes stencil. And so as you can see, these are actually also fairly easy to mask off. So if you wanted to actually create a multicolor floral, you certainly can, but you can also leave it as is. I'm actually going to do some multicolor florals. So I am going to just mask off the middle florals right now and focus on the other florals. So we are going to start these florals in the lightest shade of purple, which is called Soft Lilac. And I am just going to get some ink on my brush, tap it off a little, and just go to town. And the amazing thing about stencils is right off the bat, they're going to give you the look of dimension anyway, because it's in the properties of the stencil that a little bit of ink will pull up where your brush is hitting the, for lack of a better term, where the actual stencil material is. Yeah. So you're already, without the multiple layers, going to be adding depth and dimension to your florals just by putting some ink on a brush and rubbing it on there. So next I am going to take off the masks and mask up the areas where I don't want the next color to overlap. So and if you have a good soft hand, you probably might not have to do this, but I can sometimes get a little heavy-handed. So we're just going to be safe with some masking here. As you can see, I have brushes that are based on color, so I'm not too worried about cleaning it off. But if you don't, all you have to do is just wipe it off on like a towel or sort, and then you can move along to your next color. So these ones I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink up with the lavender shade, which is the second shade in our purple color family. And as I mentioned before, you get that great added dimension already with just the one color. Okay, so I think this is always where like the magic happens, is when you start taking off the stencils and seeing this come to life. So just with the one stencil done, you've got this beautiful floral with already some depth and dimension to it just from the first layer of stenciling, but we're going to take it further. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start the next stencil. So this stencil just adds a little bit more dimension to those florals. So these are just kind of some, I guess, additional colors. You're also going to be coloring in these smaller little florals that are kind of on the outliers. So we're going to start with Candy Violet first. And so I want Candy Violet to go partner with that soft lilac. So I am going to just mask a little bit off. I don't probably need it there. Just that little piece right there. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and just add in this piece here. And then I'm going to shade in just a couple of the outlying flowers in the Candy Violet as well. I think I'm going to leave just this outer layer here. All right, so there is the Candy Violet layer. And then finally, we are going to do the darkest layer, which is the Regal Kiss. And we are going to finish off the rest. And this is a really deep purple. It's going to look beautiful when we do the full reveal. Let's get those last little outlying flowers done. All right, so let's take a look at the second layer of flowers. Like, look at how fun that is with
Nice.
all of the different colors, and it's super, super easy. Like, I am just putting some ink to a brush and
it is beautiful because you've sort
adding
of
color.
gone sort of like watercolor-esque with it. And
yes, it
in
is
theory,
kind of
you can,
watercolor-esque,
you can be
actually.
quite,
You're right.
you can be quite messy with it as well if you wanted to. So if you're not the neatest of colorists, this is the perfect way to get perfect results time and time again.
Absolutely, it sure is. You know, coloring is not for everyone, but everyone does want to create, you know, beautiful projects for, you know, sending to their friends. And these could also go in, you know, your scrapbooking layouts or your traveler's notebooks. There's so many really great options for these. And so the combination of the outline stamp and the stencils is it's really user-friendly, and it helps you create something beautiful very easily and very timely. It's not going to take you hours to create gorgeous creations like this.
No, I love it.
So we have one final layer on this, and that's the leaves. So let's go ahead and get that stencil lined up on there. So I am not going to do the leaves in green. I am all about fall right now, and I am going to actually do it in the leaves in some grays. So we're taking our two lighter shades of gray, Misty Coast and Rocky Slope. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with Misty Coast, which is the light one. And I'm going to ink up my brush, and I'm just going to lightly cover the leaves in full with this lighter shade. And this might not show up very well on my screen right now, but once we do the reveal, you'll see how awesome it looks with the gray leaves.
Fine, it's fine. It's looking good already. Remember, the details on the
Fantastic.
screen at the moment are for 3 one-day specials that we've got at the moment. You've got Floral Notes, you've got You Are My Favourite, and you've also got the Incredibly Grateful as well. £44.97. You get the stamp, you get the die, and you also get every single stencil to colour it in as well. So you'll get perfect images every single time. You have got ready-made cards ready to go. And as Lea said, you can all go through the seasons. Like at the moment, it's autumn, so it's the fall over in America, which you can go with your oranges and your autumnal colours, but then in the summer you can go for your vibrant colours as well. And it's really going to change the image. Is that right, Lea?
It is. As you switch through colors, these florals are going to take on a completely different feel, a completely different look. If you're using your brighter tones, those are really summery and you know, cheerful. I am doing a little bit more of like an autumnal feel, so this is going to have a little bit more of like a regal and calm feel. You can use blues. For winter to give it more of like a wintry cool feel, and all of those inks that we have are perfect for the layering stencils like this. So as I mentioned, I'm using floral notes for this first demonstration, and here is the big reveal with the gray, and I'm super excited with how this turned out. It's so pretty. I'll flip it so that's a little bit easier to see closer up, but I just used the 2 shades of gray, and that darker shade I just lightly put just kind of at the base of the stencils, just to give it a little bit of added dimension. Now, you don't have to do that. You can stick to one color, but that is how easy it is to stamp and ink blend a beautiful floral piece.
You are amazing. You really are incredible at what you do, for the sheer fact you have taken something that, if you're new to crafting, can be quite scary and quite daunting, which it can be. I'm new to the world of crafting, is what I am. Right, what we'll do is we'll let Lea get ready for another demonstration, and what we're going to do is we're going to show you some of the dyes and the inks that we've got on the show as well. But as we were talking about, you can then cut that out if you wanted to. And if you also saw the dyes that we've already got on the show that come with your one-day special, they'll also fussy cut. You could fussy cut those flowers if you wanted to, and really go decoupage on them and do exactly the same with the stencils. But I've also got dyes on the show as well. This time, this is your Pinkfresh Essential Slim Cut die sets, £19.99 is what we're looking at here. Now, they're all individual, is what you're getting at the moment. The first one is the diagonal stitch rectangle that you're getting on there. So you're getting 3 dies in here. If I spin this around, it will show you what you can cut out. So you are getting the blanks, but you're getting them in and out. So you're getting the edges on their own, but then you're getting them with the background in if you so wish. So if you want to use that as a matte and layer, you can do that as well. If you just want to use the outer edge and use it as a frown, you can also use it as a frame. From them, so we've got that beautiful diagonal stitch that you've got there. It reminds me of turned rope. Then you've got stitch rectangle in there as well. Once again, works on the same concept. So you're getting all the dies in there to cut them in and to cut them out. So it's all there for you to use. You are getting an awful lot of dies in that set. You're also getting a magnetic shim inside as well, which they will all stick onto. So you've got that magnetic shim on there that they will stick to. I've just found that out the hard way. Then you've got ornate banner, which is up next, is what you're now looking at. So your ornate banner, once again, if I spin it around, is like your large gift tags that you're getting in there. So it really is a beautiful, beautiful ornate banner, that what you're actually looking on there as well. From your ornate banner, we then move to your... Oh, this is a beautiful circle. Look at this for a circle. How beautiful that. So little portholes that you're looking in there at the moment. The beautiful, beautiful portholes that you're getting in there. But look at the stitch detail that you get around the edge of that. It's absolutely stunning. From there, you've got your scallop circle. Once again, comes with the magnetic shim on the inside, but you've got the beautiful scallop circle. So imagine cutting that down if you wanted to. If you really wanted to go to town, you could really cut that down and use them individually. Then you've got fancy diagonal stripes. This would work well with them stripes that we've got in the stencil kits as well, I feel. You've got that, quite like a candy cane. You imagine doing that in your pinks and your light pinks that you've already got there as well. It'd be absolutely beautiful. And then last but no means least, we've also got your diagonal stripes as well, which has got your... Well, these are stunning. They really, really are a beautiful, beautiful kit is what we're looking at. Individually, £19.99 is what we're looking at for these. Get them while you can. I don't know how long they'll be here, but no doubt our Lea will be using them throughout the course of your one-day special as well. And if she doesn't this evening... Who's she? Cat's mother. If Lea doesn't use them this evening, I know our Catherine will be using them tomorrow at 8 and 12. Then, if she didn't, well, You might be. Then we've got edges is what we're talking about at the moment as well. Now your edges are good for your journaling and your pages. Once again, it comes with the magnetic shim on the inside, but look how beautiful these are. So you've got those beautiful sort of page edges that you might want to use maybe for your little pullouts, maybe to make a little bit of A4 a bit more ornate than it already is. £17.99 is what we're talking. And last but not least, we've also got your lacy edges. Which let me give them a spin around just so you can see your lacy edges that you're getting in there. If I go that way, there you go. There are your lacy edges that you're actually getting. So you've got those beautiful, beautiful circles. You've got the flowers, and you also get that rope scallop as well, which I think is absolutely stunning. All of that for £14.99 is what you're getting. 429329 is your item number. Right then. You've seen most of what I've got on the show, but we're going to go back to demonstration to see what are the next part. So we've used the stencil, we stamped it out. If you've missed, let me give you a quick recap. We stamped our one-day special. We then used the 3 stencils to go over the top and blended it with the inks that we've already got on the show as well. So let's see what's up next. I'm guessing it might be the dies. Let's go back via Skype to our Lea.
All right, so he is right. It is the die. Now, my die cutting machine is really loud, so I went ahead and did it off camera while you guys were checking out more of the product. But I just wanted to show how gorgeous that floral piece turns out after you die cut it. It's super easy. You just lay the die over top and run it through your die cutting machine. I do want to mention with these larger dies like this with the slimline size, you do want to make sure that you tape it down really well to your cutting plate and make sure that your cutting plates are in good condition, that they're not extremely warped, and that will just ensure a much more better, more even cut. So this is what the floral looks like. So we're going to go ahead and move over. We will come back to the floral, but we're going to create an ink blended background for the background of this card. So I've gone ahead and I die cut one of the largest slim stitched rectangles. As you can see in the slim stitched rectangles, these are nested, so you get a few different sizes to work with different sizes slimline cards, and I have used the larger one on this. So the reason why I die cut first is because our stencils, so we're going to use one of those single stencils that you guys have available in a really great set. So we have 6 single slimline stencils. This one is the gradiating stripe. And the reason why I went ahead and I pre-cut the stitched rectangle is because I want to make sure that the stenciling goes edge to edge on it. And so this is just the easiest way to do it. Now I'm going to put a couple pieces of Post-it tape on the back to help me ensure that I don't slide the piece of paper that's underneath around. And then I'm going to go ahead and line the stencil up, and we're going to add some tape to it as well. And then we're going to ink blend, and you're going to see how easy and fun it is to create tons of amazing backgrounds for all of your slimline cards. Now the great thing about this is you can also trim these down and you can use them on your standard cards as well. Here in the US, that's A2, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5. But really, there are lots of card sizes that this can be used on. So I am going to cover this all in one color. So we've got the big guy broke out, and I am going to use Ballet Slipper, which is our lightest pink, because I do want the background to be a little subtle. I want the florals to pop out, but I still want to have that nice ink blended look with the this gradiating stripes. And you know what? I'm going to hold off. I'm going to put a little bit more tape on the side just to make this a little bit more sturdy as I'm ink blending with that big brush. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, you can do this really on any type of mat. I do love having the glass mat in the background because it's super easy to clean when you're done. Oh, there we go. That's so much easier now having the tape on all sides. So little tip. when you're ink blending a big panel like this, go ahead and put tape on all sides just to make it a little bit more secure. And you can use any kind of tape. I'm using Post-it tape today. You can use purple tape. You can use delicate surface painter's tape, washi tape, really any kind of tape to tape it down.
But all your stencils, Leah, that you're using as well, and even the one-day specials that we've got on the show, they're all, if you are a new crafter or you're an experienced crafter and you want to make quick cards, they're not overpowering sizes, are they? They're nice, quaint sizes that you can do so much with. You can expand them if you wish. But if you're scared of that white page, and as we say over here, like the white page syndrome, if you're new to crafting, an A4 piece of paper can be quite scary. But the cards you're making here are quite delicate and neat and sort of small enough that anyone could have a go. And whatever you really do, you're going to fill a page quite quickly.
Absolutely. They're meant to help you fill up that background so it doesn't feel so obtrusive or, you know, like there's so much space. But when you do it, and you can make these as bold as you want. I am a big fan of, you know, making your backgrounds maybe a little bit lighter and picking from our lighter tones of ink. And it's just going to be this really great design that's subtle in the background, but helps you fill up some space and really makes your card beautiful. Okay, so I'm taking all the tape off here. This is my favorite part, is the stencil reveal when you pull it up and you get to see how awesome your background is. And so see, you've got just this really great subtle stripe that I'm actually gonna flip this way because I'm gonna do a card that is portrait. And then where did my florals go? So I just want to show you, and we'll get to building that card, but look at how beautiful the florals look, just popped up on that striped background.
It's absolutely beautiful. And once again, as we said before, quick and easy cards is what we're talking about when we talk about this as well. And anyone can achieve this.
Absolutely, anyone can achieve this. We were very adamant about making these products for crafters of all experiences. So whether you are brand new at crafting or you are a seasoned veteran, you're going to love creating these florals. You're going to love the ink blending. I don't know about you, but I find ink blending to be rather cathartic. Like it's soothing, and as you do it, it's also, as you see your image build and after you see the big reveal, it's also very like empowering. Like, look at this beautiful thing I've made, and it didn't take me hours. And then when you think about the recipient and the look on their face when they receive it and they see the beautiful work that you put into it, it's just beautiful. I think that's probably the best part about creating, especially creating handmade, is when you're thinking about your recipient.
It's true in what you say, and it also makes sense though if you've got the right tools for the job. It can even be more enjoyable because you haven't got to worry. Your ink blending is so beautiful for the sheer fact you've got the stencils there that help you along the way. And these are the stencils that you are getting if you're going for the colours as well. If you're going for the inks, you're going to get the 4 inks if you're going for them individually at $11.99. If you're going for them individually, you're going to get those 4 colours that are all matched. I must tell you now as well, the floral notes for your one-day special. So the floral notes is now, what was that? Oh my word, we're approaching 20% of the floral notes in the very first hour. Right then, we haven't got that long left. We've got about just over 10 minutes. So let's get back to more demonstrations. Lea, we're back with you.
Okay, great. So we are going to go ahead and stamp a sentiment onto this, directly onto the background before we start building our card. So I'm just going to grab the floral notes stamp, and we are going to find a sentiment that fits in the area. So I'm going to go with happy birthday. We all need happy birthday cards all of the time. And I love sending out handmade happy birthday cards. It's just, I find that people, it's so heartfelt, and I apologize if my head gets in there a little bit as I line up this stamp set.
You're all right.
All right. So there is the happy birthday sentiment. And then I used the floral just as a little guidance, and you can go ahead and take that out. So we're just going to stamp it up with some black ink here. So just a little tip for you guys, when you are doing sentiments, I like using a stamping platform. Whichever kind of stamping platform you have works. And the reason being, our sentiments are pretty dainty, and they can be a little thin. So I like doing the double stamp. So you can still get a good impression, but you just want to very lightly kiss the surface of your stamp. And then you'll want to take it over and just very lightly stamp. And this will keep the daintiness of the sentiment, but then you still get that really great black impression. Now, you don't have to use black. This also would have looked really beautiful in that darkest purple, which we call Regal Kiss. That would have also worked if you wanted to keep in line with the color palette that we have going. So let's just go ahead and start building this card. I've pre-cut a 4x9 slimline card just from some shimmery rosy paper. Now, I love dimension, so we're going to add some dimension to this card with foam tape. You can absolutely keep it a little bit more flat, make it a little bit more mill friendly, postal friendly, whatever we call that. But I like to add dimension, so I literally just have a stack of stamps that are meant for cards that are more dimensional, or like non-machinable is what they're called in our area. And I honestly just have a stack of those stamps that I add onto every single card that I send to friends and family.
I just can't get over how quick you can put a card together that is professional, that is look shop bought, but it all comes down to your original stamp, your stencils, and then the die cut that you've got. And if you're going for some of the stencils on the show, you're going to get the look that you've got here. Maybe you've got your own stencils at home that you've bought in the past. You're going to get professional quality every single time. And if you want to give your cutout more dimension, I'm guessing the way you've designed these, you could cut into them and give them more of a decoupage look if you wanted to.
Yeah, you certainly could, because we have included all of the dies. You could die cut, from your top layer and inset your stamped image into it. You could turn them into shaker cards. There's a lot of versatility with the fact that these are a stamp, stencil, and die combo. So here we go. We're almost finished with this card here. I like to put a little bit off the edge there. I just think it's a fun touch. And there you have it, friends. You can send this card as is. You could embellish it with some jewels or sequins that you might have in your stash. You could add some shimmer to it. But you could also leave it as is, just like this, and it is a lovely, beautiful card that your recipient is going to think you spent hours creating, but you didn't. It came together really rather quickly.
It is a beautiful card, and I can't stress it enough. It is a card that you would buy, that you could look shop bought. If you saw that in a shop, you would pay good money for that. You really, really would. But you've made it. You've made it from the dies and the stencils and the stamps that you have got in your one-day special. And as we said before, the stamps and the dies you can use individually and use them on their own, and use them with your own colouring techniques if you wanted to. Maybe use the stencils on other cards. Maybe use the stencils to create the background that you want to do. So everything will be tied in there as well. Now, there are 3 options on your one-day special. You've got floral notes along the top, which is the one we've been demoing at the moment, and 20% of the stock now has already gone for your floral notes. It's all in the beautiful stamp that you get there as well, and all those stunning sentiments that you'll be using time and time again. I nearly choked on my words. I'm that excited. Then on the bottom note that you've got, on the bottom stage, we've then got your You Are My Favourite. which is this option just here now. So this is You Are My Favourite. Once again, it's all in that beautiful flower that you've got creeping around the sides. I reckon if you coloured 4 of these in, you could create a circle. So you could create a beautiful wreath if you were doing larger cards if you wanted to as well. Or maybe it's going to be as home decor. Imagine this around the bottom of a lamp. How beautiful would that be? Or done onto shrink plastic and then shrunk down so you get that beautiful wreath look on shrink plastic. And then last but no means least, you've got Incredibly Grateful. This is your border that we're talking about at the moment. So this is the beautiful border. Remember, each one of those stencils that you're seeing underneath will colour a small section of the card that you've got there. Now, what I like about this is you can cut in or you could cut out of your card. It's entirely up to you because you are getting both of the dies that is all the way over here. Right then, we are very busy across the board. £22.49 across 2 flexible payments is what you're looking at. Right then, Lea, we're going to come back to you, but we've literally got about 4 minutes left.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to just do another ink blended background real quick. That won't take very long, but I just wanted to show another option with this card. So this card I previously made, and I just wanted to show that if you use a lighter tone of ink for the stamp, the outline stamp, it gives you that really lovely no line look. So nice. Just changing your ink color on your outline floral stamp just makes it even look that much different. So I just wanted to show how versatile this is, and there's also many more ways you can use it. So really, Floral Notes is probably one of my favorites from this release. I know I probably shouldn't say that, but this is just such a beautiful floral and such a beautiful combination. So let's go ahead and just really quickly, this probably won't get turned into a card, but let's just ink blend another one of those double layer backgrounds. This is the Argyle stencil. So it's the stencil set. It has 2 layers. Now, as I ink blend this, I wanted to just let you guys know that I suggest when you get your double layer stencils like this, that you get them home and you just really practice with them. Like, find out how they all the different ways that you can use them together, because you will see that they are quite versatile. You can use them separately. You can use them together, layer them in different ways. You can offset the layers. There's just so many really great ways to use the stencils. And one morning, as we were getting ready for all of these products to release, my dogs woke me up really early. And so I just needed something to get me going in the morning to kind of ease me into it. And so I took a set of these stencils and I just started ink blending all of the different possible ways. And I found some really great ways that you can use them. I found a couple of ways that just didn't work. And it's just a really great way to get to know your stencils.
No, it makes perfect sense. I suppose you could also pop them onto acetate as well. And then you've got the acetate, like each one on a different acetate. Then you can layer them that way as well.
Yeah, I guess you could. I never really thought about that, actually. Okay, so there is the first layer from Argyle, and it is a beautiful set of diamonds, and you see the really cool shading that you get just from using the stencil as is. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to layer the top layer, which gives it more of that Argyle feel. I'm going to go ahead and tape this down real quick. You just want to make sure when you're doing stuff like this that you use complementary colors, or you might get some weird, color options. So I'm going with pink and orange because they are really close to each other on the color wheel, so they complement with each other. And when you blend one over the top, you're not going to get a weird color. So let me get this done real quick, and we will see the big reveal of how fun these layering stencils are. And I am using, so for the orange, I used Clementine. And for the pink, I'm using Raspberry Bliss, which is our darkest pink shade of pink.
Remember, we've got the inks on the show as well. We've got the small cubes on the show is what we've got. You're getting a set of 4 for $11.99 is what you're getting. And they are in colour. They are in colour tones as well. So you'll get all the pinks, you'd get lavenders, you'd get all the greens that you were there. If you wanted them all, though, I can do them all, and they're on 3 flexible payments, which means anything else you pop into your flexible basket will also be split onto 3 interest-free flex payments, £119.88, or 3 flexible payments of £39.96 or £24 saving. Let's get back to demo, because this is the big reveal.
Okay, are we ready for the big reveal?
We're with you.
Ta-da!
Look at that.
Look at how bold and fun that is. You can use this alone. You can use it underneath some of those florals that are in the one-day special. So many great ways to use these layering stencils, and it took me no time to create that background.
Absolutely beautiful. We've only got 25 seconds left. Lea, should we reconvene in an hour's time?
Absolutely, I would love to.
I'm glad you said that. That could have been an awkward television. But I will see you in an hour's time, Lea. Don't you go anywhere. Start checking out your baskets as well. We're going to have more demonstrations this hour from our Lea. This is a set that actually I think even I know, little old me could muster up a beautiful, beautiful card. Start checking out your baskets for the sheer fact you're getting everything in the one-day special. There's 3 different options. We've got the inks on the show. We've got the layered stencils. We've got dies as well. What more could you ask for? I will see you in an hour's time where we'll look again at the one-day special. Don't go anywhere.